Welcome back to our continuing exploration of the Islamic theological thought, and today we focus on one of the most fascinating and transformative figures within the Mu'tazilite school, al-Ḥusayn al-Baṣrī. As a student of the renowned al-Jabbār, al-Ḥusayn not only revised the key Hashemite ideas but also ventured into the new theological territory and sometimes in opposition to his teacher. His journey from being a traditional Mu'tazilite thinker to forming his own distinct school of thought shows his intellectual courage and evolving nature of the early Islamic kalam. And today we'll examine his life, his major contributions, and the controversies that arose from his works. But before we get into today's content, I want to remind you that this episode builds on our previous discussion of the Hashemite school and the foundational ideas of the al-Jabbār. And if you haven't watched that episode yet, I encourage you to check it out, and it will provide the valuable context for understanding al-Ḥusayn al-Baṣrī's critiques and the revision of the Hashemite theology. So now let's move forward and explore how al-Ḥusayn al-Baṣrī's intellectual contribution challenged and reshaped the discourses on the Mu'tazilite proof of the God's existence, human agency, and more. So al-Ḥusayn al-Baṣrī, a student of the al-Jabbār, significantly revised key Hashemite ideas, even challenging his teacher during lectures. Eventually, he formed his own school of thought. Born around 980 in Basra, al-Ḥusayn was a Hanafi in law and Mu'tazili in doctrine. Alongside his studies in medicine and philosophy, al-Ḥusayn al-Baṣrī studied the kalam, dialectical theology with al-Jabbār, and possibly in Ray. Returning to Baghdad, he revised many Hashemite positions he found problematic. His major work in theology, Kitab al-Tasafuḥ al-Adillah, was never completed. It critically examined kalam arguments but didn't go beyond the chapter on the beatific vision. This incomplete work stirred controversy with accusation of the heresy, kufr, as his view seemed to challenge the traditional Mu'tazilite proof of God's existence. In response to the backlash, al-Ḥusayn al-Baṣrī wrote Ghurar al-Adillah, presenting what he believed were the best theological proofs, affirming his adherence to Mu'tazilite principle. And this work became his most well-known and influential contribution to the theology. al-Ḥusayn al-Baṣrī also wrote a commentary on his teacher al-Jabbār's al-Usul al-Khamsa, though unlike his Ghurar and al-Tasafuḥ, this commentary, known as Sharh al-Usul al-Khamsa, is rarely mentioned and was likely used mainly as a teaching tool. His most popular work, however, was al-Mu'tamad fi Usul al-Fiqh, a book on legal theology or the legal theory. Theologically, al-Ḥusayn al-Baṣrī rejected the Hashemite view that accidents, a'rad, are independent entities that produce the qualities in bodies. And instead, he saw accidents as mere descriptive attributes, sifat or characteristics, as ahkam are the states or ahwal of the body influenced by Aristotelian philosophy. And this led him to dismiss the Hashemite concept of the state ahwal used to explain divine and created attributes, and the idea that the essence, dawat, exist in a state of non-existence. He believed that the essence and existence of a thing are identical for both God and creation. al-Ḥusayn al-Baṣrī also rejected the Hashemite ideas that the accidents or the a'rad could exist without a substrate, such as the divine will in God, arguing instead that God's will is linked to his motive, da'i, rooted in his knowledge. He also opposed the Hashemite argument for God's oneness based on the mutual prevention or tamanu', suggesting that the two gods would act in harmony, not in opposition. This denial of the reality of the accidents undermined the Hashemite proof of God's existence, which was based on the temporality of the bodies and accidents. al-Ḥusayn's revised proof for the word's temporality caused significant controversy among Hashemites or the Hashemite school of thought, leading to their rejection of his theological ideas. al-Ḥusayn al-Baṣrī disagreed with Hashemiyya on the several doctrinal issues. He believed that the humans know instinctively that they are the authors of their actions rather than acquiring this knowledge or muktasab. He argued that the people naturally understand that it is right to praise or blame others for their actions, which presupposes knowing that they are the agents of their actions. The Bahshamite, on the other hand, believes that the people only know compulsorily that their actions follow their intentions and motives, and from this they derive the knowledge of the agency. And this disagreement is stemmed from their differing views on the actions. For al-Ḥusayn, an action only occurs when a motive, da'i, is combined with power. He distinguished between two forms of efficacy: potential efficacy, the ability to act or not act, and actual efficacy, which requires a motive. A motive acting as a preponderator tips the balance towards one action over another, and this applies to the both human and divine actions. And in contrast, the Bahshamite argued that the power alone is enough to produce an action even without a motive, as seen in the unconscious acts like the movements of a sleeper or the actions of someone inattentive. al-Ḥusayn al-Baṣrī countered that in these cases a motive exists, though the agent may not realize it. While the Bahshamite acknowledged that the role of the motives in human actions, they denied that the motives have a direct causal effect. Instead, having a motive simply gives someone a better reason to act in a certain way, but it is not necessary to turn potential power into actual efficacy to perform a specific action, contrary to al-Husayn's view. Although Abu Husayn al-Baṣrī was largely ostracized by his fellow Mu'tazili or fellow Bahshamite Mu'tazilis due to his criticism of al-Jabbār, his ideas significantly influenced the later development of the Muslim kalam beyond the Mu'tazila. And despite the increasing separation of the Mu'tazilite thought during the late Buwayyid and Seljuk period, Abu Husayn al-Baṣrī continued teaching kalam in Baghdad. The spread of Abu Husayn al-Baṣrī's ideas to Kharazm was facilitated by the grammarian and physician Abu Mudar Muhammad ibn Jarir al-Dabbi al-Isfahani. Ibn al-Malahimi contributed to the transmission of Abu Husayn al-Baṣrī's thought by summarizing Tasafuh al-Adillah in his work al-Mu'tamad fi Usul al-Din. Additionally, he also authored the Tahafut al-Mutakallimina fi Radd al-Falasafah, a critique of the philosophical doctrines that frequently cited Abu Husayn al-Baṣrī's Tasafuh. Ibn al-Malahimi played a crucial role in disseminating Abu Husayn al-Baṣrī's ideas, particularly throughout his teaching in kalam to his contemporaries, such as Jarullah az-Zamakhshari, a prominent Mu'tazili scholar. Abu Husayn al-Baṣrī's thought also made a significant impact on Ash'arite theologians as well. His influence was seen in the works of Imam al-Haramayn al-Juwayni, who developed a proof for the existence of God using the philosophical concepts of contingency, a notion inspired by Abu Husayn al-Baṣrī. By the 13th century, Fakhruddin Razi noted that the schools of Abu Husayn al-Baṣrī and the Bahshamiyya were among the last active Mu'tazilite groups. Fakhruddin Razi himself visited Kharazm and engaged in debates with Mu'tazili scholars, likely the followers of Abu Husayn al-Baṣrī. His interactions with these scholars influenced his revision of Ash'arites' doctrine, providing a model for later Ash'arite theologians. Abu Husayn al-Baṣrī's influence extended even further into the Sunni thought, as demonstrated by Ibn Taymiyyah in his works, particularly Daru Ta'arud al-Aqli wal-Naql. Ibn Taymiyyah extensively cited Abu Husayn al-Baṣrī's Ghurar al-Adillah, showcasing that continued relevance of his ideas. And even later, Neo-Hanabalites theologians also frequently referenced Abu Husayn al-Baṣrī's notions, reflecting his lasting influence and the impact on the Islamic theology. Abu Husayn al-Baṣrī's doctrines garnered attentions not only among the Muslims but also among karaite Jews during his lifetime, and finding many adherents within this community. And one of the earliest indications of this is a refutation by the prominent karaite theologian Abu Ya'qub Yusuf al-Basir, who critiqued Abu Husayn al-Baṣrī's novel proof for the existence of the Creator. In his response, Yusuf al-Basir aligned himself with the Bahshamite school of thought, or the Bahshamite school of ʿAbd al-Jabbār, opposing Abu Husayn al-Baṣrī's critiques. With that, we conclude our discussion on the remarkable intellectual journey of Abu Husayn al-Baṣrī, his critical revisions of Bahshamite doctrines, particularly his challenge to traditional Mu'tazilite argument, and it has left a lasting impact on the kalam and legal theory. From his rejection of the Hashemite view of the accident to his reformation of the concept of the divine will, al-Ḥusayn al-Basri's legacy is one of the profound, significant theological innovation. His ideas not only stirred controversy among his contemporaries but also continued to influence the later scholars, including those from Sunni traditions. So stay tuned, as in our next episode we explore the transmission of the Mu'tazilite thought beyond Sunni circles and its reception in Shia theological debates.